And 170,000 people just watched a high elo base trade.
Yes.
I don't believe
we have to thank everybody who's on the stream as well. Steer Series for providing some of the stuff for the players, the mouse pads and whatnot. PaySafeCard for providing the HD stream so you can see everything that happened in that base race down to the minus, the tiniest little technique that they used, and just really amazing stuff going on here played on the Alienware laptops.
And I think, yes, absolutely. Thank you to Alienware as well. And I think we should mention Owen, who are hosting a record-breaking stream right now. We are breaking all kinds of records. Thanks to you guys at home. You are breaking the records right now for us. We cannot believe those numbers. We had high hopes, obviously, for Dreamhack, but these numbers, a little bit surreal. And you know what? I am happy to say these people at home are watching pretty much the best games of League of Legends I have seen so far.
These are really just coming out on top.
Sick.
Who could have guessed that that was going to happen? You would have thought, okay, they're all just going to blue pill and get back to their base.
Yeah.
This isn't going to happen. No, wait a minute. They are actually base racing. And I still have an ear-to-ear grin on my face. It's not leaving anytime soon. We have a second match to come up, and it's not going to be, it's just going to be the same intensity. They're going to leave everything on the playing field. I don't know how much they have left after that one, but I'm sure it's enough to come out with the same exact match.
You heard the interviews there, and we see, we see Double Lift there giving some advice to Team SoloMid. Oh, that's cheating.
Hey, guys,
that's
don't
cheating.
face check.
He is the expert of not face checking now. Yes, and I just heard in the interviews just how amazingly close that game was. Both teams were amazed at how much it came down to the wire. And I believe we have something special coming up right now.
We do, yes. We had the contest for Win a Trip to Dreamhack. We bring you and a friend along to Dreamhack, and we have a mic on those right now. We're going to quick interview with what their experience has been like and how the trip over here was.
This is Nikasor coming at you from Dreamhack for our Season 1 Championship, and we're here with Mike and Kathy from Houston, Texas, who won Your Dreamhack Comes True contest, where they make a video talking about why LoL is so important in their lives and why they wanted to come to Dreamhack. So it's your first time flying internationally, and it's a pretty different experience. Can you talk a little bit about what your Dreamhack experience has been like so far?
Well, so far it's very interesting. The amount of people that are willing to come out here and spend the next 3 days just playing games and getting to know everyone else is really interesting. I've never seen this so far in my life, and I'm really happy to be able to be here in person and experience it with everyone else.
That's really wonderful. So you guys had a really, really heartfelt and touching video, and we sent it all around Riot office, and we really, really loved it. So tell us a little bit about what made you want to make that kind of video.
Well, first of all, when you posted the contest on the forums, I was so excited because I wanted to make a video for the longest time because I had a tattoo already and I wanted to show it off. Well, at first I saw the YouTube, I saw the competition, and everyone was doing something a little bit different, but the majority was they're talking to a webcam. So I wanted to do something different, without words, without speaking. I wanted to show it through film and text, I guess.
Okay, awesome. That's a really amazing thing. So, you guys have really talked about playing with your family and really coming together through this game. And you also talked about getting League of Legends tattoos. Now, what made you guys want to get League of Legends tattoos?
Well, you see, around February, we were trying to figure out what would our Valentine's gifts be for each other. And it was one of those days where I got one of my days off from work, and I was just like, coming over, just wanted to play League of Legends for the whole day. You know, just being lazy, not trying to be pretty at all, and just playing League of Legends. Yeah. And then it made me realize, why don't we just get League of Legends tattoos? I mean, we've been wanting another tattoo for a while, and we couldn't figure out what the next one would be. So we figured, why not get our main champions as our tattoo? I mean, they're a great piece of art. They're definitely hot girls, and who wouldn't mind having a hot girl on their body, right?
Absolutely. So we've talked a lot about the tattoos. Would you guys mind showing them off for the camera right now?
Sure.
Awesome. All right, amazing detail on these guys. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and your tattoos with us and being a part of your lives. Now, this is Nikasor at Dreamhack, and back to you.
Amazing. I want to give both of them a huge round of applause right now. Congratulations for making it all the way here to Dreamhack. On the bill, affronted by us. Why not?
Yep.
We want to give back to our community all the time. And when I actually saw that video, I definitely had a tear in my eye. It felt so good to know that people have such a passion for something that, we can create and give to them. And again, it's such a passion that you guys have for streaming, for the League of Legends tournament, and that you're all here and you're all watching. 170,000 plus strong, 180,000 plus strong yesterday, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger. These matches get more intense and more intense, and we just cannot thank you enough. And we are here for you, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thanks again to the whole entire community and everybody here in the Almea Convention Center at Dreamhack, enjoying themselves here for the Season 1 Championship of League of Legends, $100,000 tournament, some of the biggest prize purses we've ever seen in esports. Absolutely. And you know what? We're giving it up to the community because they absolutely deserve it. These top-tier teams to represent their continents at this point, as we said before, and they're all going head-to-head. Some amazing matches against All Authority and Team SoloMid. I'm still kind of just wriggling in my chair. I should probably sit still since that's good etiquette on camera, so I'm going to do that.
That was the best game. I think that was the best game of the tournament so far, by far. And I saw in the forum somebody saying, I was cheering for that base race in my kitchen. So shout out to you who was cheering from his kitchen, because it's just an epic picture that's painting in my mind. He's like in his kitchen, he's cooking, he's making pasta, and he's looking over and he's really like, yeah, base race! And I have to say about that video, that just brings home what I love about the game. Whenever I speak to people about League of Legends, it's like, yeah, I play this game because my friends play it. And at the EPS, I was recently in, where was I? In Cologne, casting the ESL Pro Series finals, and I was speaking to a huge group of people. I was like, how do you all know each other? Like, we're all in the same class at school, and the entire class is talking about League of Legends. And they're like, we're gonna spend the entire breaks tomorrow just discussing what we saw at the finals. And I was like, yes, that's exactly the kind of feeling that you're supposed to have with the game, bringing it together, giving you that feeling. And we are at the beginning of an amazing change here, where esports is becoming this mainstream thing, and I don't say that in a bad way at all. It's this mainstream thing where you can walk up to someone in your class, walk up to someone in university, go like, hey, did you catch that game last night? And there actually is a chance that they will say yes, and not nerd, which is what they would have said 5 years ago.
Awesome. You know what? I hope they still do, because proud to be it.
Yes, you're a nerd, Rivington.
Of course. Oh, yes. We all are.
Yes.
We all are. We wouldn't be here if we weren't. Sleeping under desks, raving at night, 10,000 person lands. Why not?
It's pretty cool. I had a walk around earlier here through Dreamhack. I have to say, if you're here, I spoke to a man who just came here to watch the games, and massive props for that as well. But do take a little walk around the LAN area is amazing. It's just, you're seeing that many computers in one place, and also seeing how many of them are playing League of Legends. It does me good. It makes me happy.
It was one of my favorite things to do at events is go around and grab all the swag that you can, bring it home, and you're like, yeah. And actually, here you can kind of get that and troll your friends if you want to go ahead and check out the Spin to Win booth. If you are here, maybe watching down in the LAN area, or if you're standing right here and have not gone to the Spin to Win booth, try to get that Viking Tryndamere skin. It will be out on the 24th, but you can get it before your friends do. Also,
you can get it for free.
Riot Pendrag, yes, it is for free. All you have to do is spin the wheel deal with Garen. Spin to win, and Garen will let you know if you're going to do a Demacia War Cries, you're going to win a Quintessence pin for your League of Legends lanyard, which I have mine all full. Actually, there it is right there. Yes, indeed. And there's a Demacia cry right there on the crowd. Awesome.
Perfect timing right there. I was actually walking around the tournament area late at night yesterday, and I walked up to two guys who were sitting on their PC watching a VOD of one of the games yesterday, and they're watching you and me on stream.
No.
And then they turn around, they look at me, they're like, what?
Wait,
what? Wait, what?
Deja vu? What's going on?
That was definitely a good moment there.
That's awesome. So we definitely have a Seasons Against All Authority as two in the room at this point. TSM, and they're still communicating with each other. They definitely have a little time. We're going to give these guys time to talk to each other. Then they have their picks and bans to go through, so they have to figure out what they're going to counterpick with, what happened last game, who was used, what they're not going to let TSM use this time. That Corky was really able to do a lot of damage to those turrets end game. Like they said, along with that Alistar, one of the highest base damages in the game, just able to power through turrets with Corky, the rest of the team, and, you know, AAA made a very good point that they already had that first inhibitor turret down. I didn't take that into consideration. So the damage done by TSM was huge going into that base.
TSM moved before them, so they got there
earlier.
Yes,
that is true.
And B,
that is true.
Alistar with Trinity Force is just... I mean, he doesn't have his old passive anymore where he did, what was it, 25% extra damage to turrets, but he still just... He just walks into a turret and it falls down and just collapses. He just walks through it. And another point about the last game, Freak just came up to me here and helped me out a little bit because I was clueless the entire game. Like, what's going on? I mean, TSM are like 2,000 gold ahead, and they're still playing like they were behind. I was like, dude, they just had all this gold per 10. And that's actually a very good point. These gold per 10 items, they are going to put you a little bit ahead, but you are still going to feel like you're behind because from the clashes, from the team fights, they were behind, absolutely.
You know, sometimes they're actually a very risky move because it kind of makes you feel that you can be out of lane a little bit more. You want to try for the ganks more to make that gold pretend, you know, get the full use out of it that you can. So, you know, if it doesn't go early game, that could be a hurtful buy, but they really pushed that game to late, and they were able to make it count as we saw. And it kind of threw me off guard as you had to correct me as I called, you know, AAA was up in gold, and you're like, no, they've been down in gold the whole time. That's how it's been happening. And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, you're absolutely correct.
And so, it just didn't feel that way. That's why you thought that. It just didn't feel that way at all. And we are now getting the teams correctly aligned for a second there. Linak was playing for TSM, and Reginald was playing for AAA. That was obviously not the way it was going to be, I am going to say. Gentlemen, hit go if ready, because it's important to be polite to your players.
Yes,
and Reggie made it in now. Reginald, I have to say, the most fun player to watch there. Oh, and actually, somebody switching back out of the game. Reginald, the most fun player to watch by far. He is so aggressive on that Annie, and it's so much fun to watch. We are in the picks and bans, so if we can just bring them up on the screen.
And it looks like it will be Vayne going out of the hands of Against All Authority. Yellow Star will be the one banning. Chaos the one banning as well. However, these are all team bans, so everybody has a say in what's going on. They've already discussed them, and we'll see what happens.
Nidalee banned against Soas again, and an Alistar ban. Wow, they really didn't like the Alistar. Was he on the odd one, right?
Yes.
I believe he was on the odd one, yes. And that was really a pain for Alistar as well. They didn't like that too much. Rumble ban, very wise. Not because sometimes you can say, wow, that Anivia did so well, and wow, that Vlad did so well. And then you run out of the bans for those champions that you really need to ban, like Rumble.
Yep.
So very, very smart there on TSM. And I just have to address this very quickly. People are saying that I'm a little biased. I feel loyal to Europe, but I have to say that even though AAA seemed like they were dominating, TSM was definitely the more fun team to watch last game. Last ban there, again, Twisted Fate. That's almost exactly the same bans as before. They are not letting Twisted Fate, not letting Reginald play Twisted Fate, and that's probably a smart choice. But, you know, Reggie can play anything. He can dominate you with pretty much any character he chooses.
Yeah, that's something we've mentioned before and actually saw in that game as he picked up Annie and was just early game, picked up the pen boots, you know, so he was really relying on that AP rune page, and we saw the damage he was able to output, flashing over the walls just to continuously throw him down on that, and we do see Yellow Star picking up Nunu.
After the Vlad ban as the final ban for Team TSM, so they
he was Vladimir,
did actually fear Soas as Vlad, which, you know, that's a good character to fear, and Yellow Star just like last ban, and he picked like within a second. He was like, yes, we need the Nunu, we need him on our team, we need to be aggressive in the jungle.
We'll have to see what kind of AP character is picked up for MoMA on this one, as Kaox and Rainman to pick first. Kaox looking for, well, some type of carry. Still has a Corki to pick if he wishes to do so. Rainman going again. Kaox going for Taric, though. And we'll have to see if that goes to anybody else or sticks with him within these bans. Or picks, rather.
I really can't tell. Like I said, the American teams don't fall neatly into roles, so it's very confusing to me. It's just too much for me. I don't know. Kaox played an amazing Corki, though, and I'd be very surprised if they didn't put another AD range carry on him. If they picked they're not going to put Corki on him, because Kuja just picked up Corki for Yellow Star, who is actually known in Europe for his Corki. So that is going to be a very, very painful Corki right there. They pick Taric very early. That means they don't want Taric on the enemy lane, which means they want to be the ones to be aggressive in the bot lane. They don't want the babysitter. And there is the... there is a lane wig for AAA.
I believe
yes,
so.
Soas plays a very mean lane wig. Yes, that makes perfect sense.
So we're going to put him top lane, and we'll see who he's going against here. As Reginald goes to pick an Xpecial, Reginald going for a Zillion.
There it is.
A very nice, one of the best supports in the game. You know, you do have other supports that can make you invincible, but why not come back to life? Really?
Trolls.
And again, it was just that much of an impact game for him with Annie. I actually don't see why he wouldn't pick her again. The rune page is built. He feels very confident about his gameplay right now. Don't fix something that isn't broken.
Yesterday, in one game against TSM, Zillion was banned, and somebody in the audience just came on and was like, why are they banning Zillion? Zillion isn't that strong. And I was like, well, Reginald is known in America for his very, very strong mid lane AP Zillion. I believe in the NA qualifiers, he completely outlaned, was it Hotshot on Swain? Yeah, Hotshot on Swain, getting first blood with a Zillion time bomb against Hotshot. So there it is. There is Reginald's AP Zillion. It's going to be very painful. Expect a full AP build on this.
They did switch it back.
And Xpecial going Irelia. He says, well, you're going to lane Wick. I'm going to go Irelia. And Wicked, who is the strongest Irelia player in Europe, I believe, even he fails against lane Wick sometimes. And this is not just some lane Wick. This is going to be Source's lane Wick. And I believe that Irelia up there is going to have a hard time.
Yeah, Soz and Linak to pick their last ones for Against All Authority, and then the odd one left to pick his one, possibly, and not really a last counter pick, but you know, thinking of that as well, since that last pick is able to be the counter for the other team. They have a good amount of AP and damage right now, and there it is. We're going to go with Malzahar. And that is going to be huge. Not a very tanky team on the side of TSM, but it's still going to be able to do a lot of damage. The silence, and that can really shut down Reginald in a fight, so he does not have the ability to ult somebody in time to save them.
I think AAA just gave this game away, and I'm going to explain why I think that. So, MoMA plays a very, very strong Malzahar, but part of this lineup that they're running now, I recognize this from IEM, relies on the double suppression and trundle as in the jungle there for TSM.
Wow.
The double suppression is countered efficiently by a Zillion, because double suppress a guy, cool, you kill him, I bring him back with my revive. So I don't know what AAA are thinking there. I am a little worried.
Oh, wow.
Really?
And that's going to be even harder to shut down Zillion. Yeah, I was going to say to that, even if they can focus him, because to suppress somebody, you have to stand there. You have to be in the fight, and you give everybody else that one suppression the time to get to you. With a Jarvan being able to jump, the dazzle range of Taric, able to just stop your suppression right in its tracks, it's going to be very difficult for them to get two onto the one, and we'll have to see what happens here. Corki, however, going to be on the outside, firing in long range, and we do have the half-map ulti, if you will, coming into from the hands of Nocturne.
The semi-global,
The semi-global.
And that's the picks and bans ready. And TSM only needs to win this game to go on to the upper bracket finals. Obviously, if AAA lose this game, they still have a shot going through the losers bracket. But, you know, with, what do we have? Epic, TSM, Fnatic, and AAA. This is not a tournament where you can say, oh, I'll go to the losers bracket. It's going to be easy. No. There is not going to be an easy bracket here at all.
No, not anymore. These, you know, a lot of teams not have gone home, but have made their places. We'd have three that have gone home. However, Pacific, Zan, and Gamed, however, we're not able to make it into that lineup. And we do have CLG being also one of those teams. So we'll have to see what they can do here as Against All Authority, and TSM go head-to-head once again, possibly. Well, let's Say for a second base race, just because it's fun. Just because it's fun.
You'd like to see that, wouldn't you?
Of course we would, but it's really going to be a different game here. A lot of cautious kit play to come into this one. Probably everybody's going to stick to their own jungle, start off with wards, get everything warded that they need, and continue to go right into the laning phase without really trying to put anything down. However, the Taric stun, you could start, I don't think, obviously not going to start with the fear, so you're not going to be able to get that out of the odd one right off the bat. So not too much to really shut them down in the beginning, and the other team obviously not with too many stuns and 0 stuns at the beginning of the fight. So it's really going to be a passive early game for the jungle invasion until the minions spawn, like I said, right into the lane phase, and then we'll see the action coming out from there.
I expect a very tanky build here on TSM once again. With Nocturne, there is a danger that you are rushing for the Humus Ghostblade too quickly, because it's the must-have item on Nocturne, obviously. But I would actually like to see Wriggle's Lantern and maybe even a Banshee's Veil on Nocturne before that. Because then we have a team that's entirely tanky, still does good damage, because Nocturne with his Q will still do a lot of damage. And Reginald being the only squishy can revive himself, that will be a team where aAA will have a hard time taking any one person down, and they have a very single person focused game. As we're now going into the loading screen, and we are going to see the second Europe versus US game here in the semifinals. Obviously, the second semifinal is also going to be Europe versus US. I am kind of sad I'm not casting Fnatic, but on the other hand, I'm going to be there in the audience. I'm going to be going crazy and just, I don't know, that game, it's just going to be Epic versus Fnatic. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be epic.
It is, yes. You had to go for it. It was the easy thing to go for, wasn't it? It's okay. Yeah, I forgive you. That's fine. I love you still, Rivington.
Oh, thank you.
But AAA versus TSM, the last game, the closest game of the tournament so far. Amazingly close game decided by a base race. Fine. We are now in the second game, and let's see if it's going to be this close again. It's AAA versus TSM. Make some noise for these two teams.
Here we are into your second match of the semifinal. First semifinal match we have here going on today in Jönköping, Sweden at Dreamhack, the Season 1 Championship, closer and closer to the end. Teams being not disqualified but placed at this point and not in that first, second, or third place. And we'll have to see what team will move on and throw the other team into the loser's bracket to work their way back up again and possibly have to beat them twice in a row once again. And we'll have to see if TSM can do that right here to initiate their placement. And we are going to see actually a little bit, not invasion, but aggression that I wouldn't think we would have seen. And they have pushed up into that mid-bush. They are pinging around quite a lot about that blue area and the Wraith, or Wolf area, I should say. Looks like Taric will leave that position. They didn't see anything right away. They're not going to take anything from that. And they are going to go ahead and head back into their jungle, guarding up on the red and also guarding up on the top golems, making sure nobody is really getting anything from them.
And Nuno here, very, very nicely done. As we can see, currently has not tagged a skill yet. If there is an early fight, he really needs that snowball. If there's no early fight, he really wants to have that consume to dominate the enemy forest. So there we go. He just picked consume. That means he decided there's not going to be a fight. I'm going to have consume, and I'm going to eat that first wolf right away.
Yeah, definitely good view and catch on that. A good thing for Nunu's, a new player to learn. It's huge to have that ice ball in the beginning of the game to slow somebody down. Go ahead and nom that big wolf, and he's going to go ahead back up to blue. Let the leash come out from Malzahar. He does have his pet, so that spell is going to cast off his pet as he gets into mid lane. Very well played. Oh, no, he just went for the attack, actually. He's going to use his pet in mid lane. A very smart idea. It only lasts for the 21 seconds, getting bigger on that every 7-second proc. And it looks like Taric in the jungle is going to help Nocturne, but it seems like they may go for the level 1 here.
Yeah, and Cillian is top as well.
Oh no, he's going for a little bit of jungle harass. He's going to go ahead, not harass, but invasion, and steal one of the wraiths.
Yeah, he can just smite the big wraith and just go out without any problem. Yeah. Cillian actually says, I can take lane wake, and I don't see that happening, because Cillian is the kind of character that just harasses you down, and lane wake is the antithesis to harassment. He just has all these abilities to just heal himself up in no time at all, starting with the Duran's Ring for extra health, extra mana regen. I don't see how that Cillian is going to fare against the lane wick, but we're just going to have to see. I'm sure Reggie knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be that, you know, you did damage to me, all right, I'll just take that health back. It's almost like fighting a Vlad, but a little bit more defense on that. Warwick will not make him take as much damage. However, it's AP, and his resistances right now are 42 on that, so we'll have to see if that comes into play. 1 AP in the hands of Reginald, but we did see that Annie play, and it definitely has an AP rune page with our magic penetration on it, so it will be a lot of damage. He's not even really using his bombs right now. They're just going about farming. Pretty docile lane at this point in time. It looks like Malzahar, obviously always a great laner. Malefic Visions pushing the lane so hard every time. There's not really much you can do about it. Once you lay it out, it's going to hop from minion to minion and continue to do the damage. There it is right there, going back and forth. The Sork minion's able to help as well.
Linux stealing the blue because he knew that Nocturne wasn't going to start with blue, and he gets the shield from Janna, so he should be able to do it safely. Yes, beautiful steal there. That's going to put Nocturne behind quite a bit.
A very nice job there, leaving the little minions, the small minions as well, that guard that blue minion, or the blue golem, I should say. That's going to stop it from spawning, and Nocturne's going to get back to his jungle and be like, yeah, thanks a lot, guys. So it's going to affect his jungle a little bit. Nocturne really relies on being able to use his shield, block, save himself a lot of HP in that. However, though, standing on his Q allows him to move through the jungle quite quickly, so it shouldn't affect him too much. He still can do the damage he needs to. We're going to have to see Reginald pushing pretty hard in his lane, so he has started using a few bombs down low. We have a few attacks, a few attacks there.
But he should be fine. I am still amazed that Jarvan can keep up against the Corki, so apparently that is just not a problem being against a ranged carry there. I think the thing here is that we have really not seen this clash very often, so European ranged carries don't really know how to out-harass the melee. He's doing it right now. He's just auto-attacking whenever Jarvan comes into a last hit. But still, Jarvan is keeping pace, 24 against 20. He's actually out-farming that Corki. I don't understand it.
Well, with Tark being so close, he can just come up and stun Corki if he gets really close to Jarvan. Jarvan doesn't have to really worry about the damage. A quick heal from Tark, and he's able to get the minions that he needs. Also, with his Q coming out, that sword thrust, he's able to take down quite a few minions at a time, so he's probably waiting for all those minions to get damaged and then go right through the kill on all the last hits. Looks like Nocturne is going to make his way up top, probably going to hook a right towards the golems or soak up some XP in top lane. Looks like he's going to soak up a little XP here, help himself out, and he is going to be able to stop those minions before they get to the turret. A very nice job. This means they won't be fed into the turret. A great strategy there and a great timing for him to get there. And now Aurelia can do everything she needs to get these last hits.
Nice. He just stole that from her Q though. That means the Q will be on cooldown. That's just mean. Nunu coming in for not a gank here. No, and Reggie actually rotated around. Yes, Aurelia top. That makes more sense. I was like, Reggie, really? I'm sure you have a secret strategy, but no. Langwick top is just, he cannot be harassed, and I think Team SoloMid understood that and did the rotation to the much more classical Aurelia top.
Nunu finding Reginald. Linak just doing a little bit of damage here. Obviously not going to do enough. Reginald heading up towards the jungle, figuring at this time that's where Nocturne would be. Realized he was being kited up top and turned around. Very smart move there by Linak.
Yep.
And they can just go back to the laning phase. Warwick pushing Aurelia. No, not at all, really. They're not even doing damage to each other. It's just one of those lanes where you can walk up within millimeters of the other person and get the last hit. The other person just wants the last hit as well. So you're going to sit there and party with each other for a little bit of time until the gank really comes out. And So's really pushed up in his lane. Nunu and Malzahar in mid again, kind of pushing Reginald back. He is forced to use one of his health potions. Tarek is in the jungle, placing a ward. Nunu getting a hit on that. And it looks like he will have a free spell up for use. That's what it means when Nunu has that around his waist, as Annie has her stun up when that happens. So he's going to go ahead and use that as a consume and continue to jungle. Everybody back to the normal laning phase. It looks like a little bit of damage being done up top as Warwick started taking a few pokes at Chaos. And Chaos now looking to place a ward as well. So almost everybody, 3 out of 2 players on TSM with wards, 2 out of 3 players, 2 out of 5, I should say.
Yeah, you'll get it.
On each team, yes, I know numbers, I swear. On, that was AAA with wards as well. One has also been placed, and you can see on the shared fog of war on the minimap how much vision they already have this early in the game for both teams.
The metagame is definitely swinging toward very, very early ganks these days, and especially in top lane where there's just one guy with no one to protect him. It's very important to have this amount of vision. I do like that they have a second ward in the river here to protect mid lane a little bit as well. And this ward here is also very strategic placement, because this what stops them from going into river undetected. So once you know somebody is in river, you can be careful. And this would be the only other place where they can enter bot river unseen. So that's
good attack down bottom. A lot of damage being done to Yellow Star. Great job there. The dazzle coming out of Taric. And that's just like the Mundo sitting in the bush throwing cleavers all day. It's just one of those things that makes you want to throw your mouse against the wall and just be like, why is this happening? Ah, this lane is OP. But they're doing a great job about it. The shield to come out from Janna is really going to stop a lot of that damage if it happens again. Kuja just has to be really quick with that and the reaction time, and we'll see if he can do that. Jarvan and Taric still pushing bottom pretty hard right now. They're trying to put these minions into the turret. I've said before, you know, this makes it really hard for AAA the last hit. However, that minion wave coming up just in time, and it's able to help them out. It looks like we have a back. No, Warwick coming down. It could have something in mid here. However, Nocturne is right on the heels of Zilean.
And they saw him. They have a ward right here, and he just walked past that ward.
That is true, yes, in the top left there in that bush.
So, there was a question on forums yesterday about the laning phase in these high-level games. Why is it, well, like you said, they just sometimes stand next to each other, last hitting away, and, you know, basically smiling at each other, not trying to kill each other? It's because, actually...
Oh, wow, a teleport up top. Malzahar using the TP, and the null zone goes down. First blood coming out into the hands of Soz, and they are able to take down Chaos. A very nice job. I did not see that teleport until the last second. Coming out of nowhere, the null zone dropped, and the suppression ultimate coming out of the hands of, that was MoMA on the AP, and he looks like he's going to turn into carry right off the bat.
Yeah, that's beautiful play. We saw that yesterday from AAA as well. They do the teleport strategy so well, and if you just have a suppression show up without warning, it's going to be extremely painful.
Wow, Odd One taking a lot of damage here from Warwick. Obviously not with a real passive health steal. So Warwick is, or not really passive, Warwick just being able to steal it with his abilities. And we're going to see what he can do to just continue to push that lane. A lot of damage, but Blood Boil on, so he's able to get out of there and do the damage for MoMA to go ahead and grab that blue. Corki is forced back to his turret, and the turret is now going to take all of his last hits, which he does not want, as Warwick barraging. Oh no, not going for the turret, he's going for last hits up top still. Didn't really do any damage to that turret, maybe about 200 HP. And we will see everybody back to the lanes, junglers in the jungle, and with the ward placement to be done as all wards have been expended off the map. We'll see where the new ones are placed, and we'll see how that plays into the game in the next few minutes.
Every time I try to explain something interesting happens. So just to finish that thought real quick, what happens in these higher level games is that people know when they can be aggressive, and sometimes both of them cannot be aggressive because they put themselves in a disadvantageous situation with the minions suddenly focusing on them. So often they'll just stand next to each other and just say, yeah, well, you're last hitting, I'm last hitting, how you doing? It's happening here right now.
How you doing? How's it going? That's great.
Very good. I am last hitting too. It's very civilized, isn't it?
Yeah, KX just, using that ability. If he gets the kill on the ability, the cooldown comes right back up. He's able to use it again, hop all over the place. You can see they're actually just kind of dancing with each other. It takes two to tango. That's exactly what they're doing. Blue is going down, and it is going into the hands of Zilean, and he will take that in the middle. He just ulted himself. Yeah, he did.
Wow.
And
did he? Wow.
Reginald just kind of looking pretty there, putting on the bling for Malzahar.
No, to be fair, Malzahar can kill him with one combo.
That is true. He has 0 mana. You're right. So. Yes. I should go ahead and slap my hand again. He was coming out a little out of position, and the cooldown on that, not going to be too long. It's already over 1/4 down, and he's going to have that up pretty soon. A lot of mana coming back in his favor, though, already. So we're going to see when he uses that.
MoMA has not built AP yet, but he's still sitting at 36 AP, so that's a very, very aggressive rune page that he's running there, and that means, yes, he would have been able to kill Zilean with one full spell reel easily enough.
Yeah.
So what's coming
not
mid
something
now?
I took into consideration. Good point.
So what's coming mid now? Probably just to hold the lane a little bit. I don't think he want to jump. Actually, if he gets the first suppression down on Reginald, and he currently has his flash. No, he doesn't have his flash. If he had, actually,
there it is right there. Waiting for him to get out of the suppression.
Coming in, but he didn't get the pull down in time, so he will get away. Yes, he will. Will he? Wow, that was close. 137 there, the lowest health on Zilean. That was great. Obviously, MoMA flashing in with the first suppression and the second suppression from Warwick, but just not quite enough damage there because MoMA didn't take the time to put down the pool first. With the pool would have been a guaranteed kill.
And it looks like Malefic Vision still doing a lot of damage. Malzahar able to proc another one off onto the odd one, and it's actually done almost about half of his health with 2 Malefic Visions and getting hit by nothing else. So Malzahar already putting out the damage. It looks like Xpecial and Rainman are heading down bottom. A little bit of an extension here by Yellowstar and Kuja. It looks like Yellowstar may walk right into these guys. No, they're actually going for Dragon. A very smart move there. And I believe that both Clairvoyances have just gone down to see what is going on in this situation. Janus has been used by Kuja as well as Xpecials, and they are going to be able to grab that Dragon. It's 13:03, so pretty much 19 minutes, and we'll see that next Dragon come up. Will it be a forced fight? Will they have vision on it? And it's really going to be the Rainman, or TSM I should say, to figure that one out. I don't believe that AAA had vision on when it went down.
Well, they probably had a vision of Team TSM going back, and they can guess it from there within 10 seconds or so.
True,
So
true.
they don't have the precise timing, but they have it down close enough.
Right, good enough for going to this fight. It doesn't die right away, so they'll be able to rebuttal that if they need to.
Yes. Well, it doesn't die right away unless they get really good farm on the odd one, which is possible. Irelia going back top, but once again, they just, both lasted. And they say, how you doing? How you doing, mate? I'm fine. I'm lasting too. Cool. Yeah, they're very friendly to each other there right now. These are two characters who can actually become aggressive because they both have so much lifesteal, but neither of them feel like they have the upper hand. And if you go aggressive and you didn't have the upper hand, then that just means that you're going to be pushed out of lane. Soa's actually leaving the lane voluntarily here to take the red buff from the odd one. That is very nice team play there. Very good to put it on Irelia, because now she can go absolutely aggressive. She has the slow or stun from her spell, from her E, I believe. I don't play Irelia that much. And she will have the additional slow from the red buff. So that is going to look very painful for Warwick. Nunu going back to take blue, which should spawn very soon. And let's see what's happening bot lane here.
Yeah, not a whole lot. A lot of passive gameplay at this point. 1-0 at 14 minutes into the game. No turrets have been taken down. I don't really think a lot of turret damage has even been taken by these turrets. I'm checking the bottom ones. A little bit of damage there. Mid is actually taking quite a bit of damage, as we saw Warwick and Malzahar pushing that as they were harassing Zilean and Nocturne. Top turrets, really no damage there. So it's all about the last hits right now for both of these teams. It's kind of just like a stalemate until they really want to get together and congregate for a fight. And we'll see when that happens. It should be coming up within the next few minutes. We do have 4 minutes before Dragon comes up again, and that may be our first one. Looks like Taric is going to make his way back down to the bottom lane with Rainman. Continue that laning phase. Chaos is back up top. Check out his items. He already has his mallet, and we're going to see how he uses that against, possibly slowing Warwick if they get him into a good gank, and he won't be able to get out of that one. Warwick, however, using Flash. No, yes, he is Flash and Exhaust. I was looking at his ultimate.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not a summoner spell.
Nope. That would be nice as a summoner spell. Have infinite duress as a summoner spell. I'd take that. Yeah, that wouldn't be Imba at all. A very smart play from Reginald here mid against Malzahar. He is running 3 Donance Rings and then a Catalyst, because now he has enough health, as long as he stays in full health, that Moma can no longer burst him down with a single combo. And lots of pink
Zilean getting caught off guard here. The null zone going down. They will be able to make it out in time. They silence Zilean right off the bat, so he could not ult himself. But Nocturne was really able to deter what Malzahar rather and Nunu were going to do in that situation. As the bottom started actually to converge up, you saw them both going towards Dragon. Aurelia coming down from top. Nocturne still in middle, and the suppression from Warwick could really take him down. Malzahar still doing, Moma I should say, a lot of damage without his ultimate. If he can still throw down that null zone and a Malefic Visions, it's like more ult and igniting you.
Yeah, absolutely. What happened in mid right here was that Malzahar had the leash from Nocturne on him already, so he thought, well, I can channel my ulti now, it's just going to be interrupted by the fear anyway, so I'll fall back, because otherwise that would have been a guaranteed kill on Zilean there, right there. And Zilean coming back with a pot. Yeah, that was not a good time for him to go home, but he was low and he just knew, well, Moma is still in lane. I cannot go to lane with half health against a Malzahar with flash on. That is just gonna end in tears, and they're gonna be my tears.
It looks like Zilean mid is trying to do what he can. It looks like they could get a Malefic Visions on that. A lot of damage coming out of the hands of that bomb from Reginald. Jarvan looks to be a little bit overextended as he's placing wards, and he knows he needs to get out of there. He does not see where Nunu is on the map, and he doesn't want to find out. Not like either of them can really take each other down at this point, but it could start enough to kite that into a team fight. Neither want that to happen. Been a pretty passive game so far, as, like I said, a very cautious game for both teams. TSM wants to make this an easy one, and they want to take it cautious. When they know they can win the team fights, they're going to go in and do that. And you know, AAA does not want to make any early game mistakes, so themselves are being very passive as well.
And we heard it in the interview just after the last game. Both teams massive amounts of respect for each other. They said this was the closest game they had in a long time, and they don't want to risk anything in a game like this.
Yeah, it's double lane bottom. We are seeing some pings going down by TSM. We'll have to see. No, that was actually a ping from AAA onto Jarvan, so he's now got a target on his head, but they're not going to be able to do anything with that. That'll just wear off after a matter of time, and we're going to see a blue pill by the odd one. I was wondering what he was doing. I was like, you have no more jungle. Where are you going? So it looks like he's going to go back. He will not do any invasion type at this point in time. Chaos and so is still farming back and forth. It's like farming against the Nazis. He's like, leave me alone, I just want to farm.
Yes, she's winning the farm fight a little bit, but you know, it's still lane weak. She cannot push him down. It's just not going to happen. And the odd one actually building that Yumu's Ghostblade, but also building nicely defensively. He did finish the Wriggles Lantern for extra warding, and he has that Heart of Gold. The gold per 10 items are much more popular in the American metagame, and we can just see TSM doing it, playing it just that way.
It looks like he will go for the check on Dragon. Nocturne does not have any wards. Yeah, he went all the way in there. He's like, maybe Dragon's hiding in the back, I bet you. No, it's not going to be.
Maybe it's in the
Oh, there it is, actually. Yep, the 1903 Dragon
yes,
spawn. There it is. Yes, I didn't even check the time. He will be able to pull that one out. And it looks like everybody did know about it. You were correct. They did know when they left that Dragon area. And they do not see the lanes right now. Nocturne says, hey, I am out of this one. The ultimate goes down. That is going to blank out the visibility for AAA at this point in time. The Nunu wall channeling, a lot of damage being done. Jarvan able to get his ultimate off, but it looks like the damage is just kind of going back and forth right now. Nobody's really able to focus anybody down. Rainman takes down Linak on bottom. Nunu falls to the ground. Janna also goes down. The suppression going down onto Aurelia, and she still comes up with a kill onto Yellow Star. Corki falls to the ground in the hands of Yellow Star. Chaos still alive, but he goes down finally. MoMA taking him down with the Malefic Visions, and it's going to be 4 members of TSM up after this fight, after spreading out that team of AAA.
Oh, wow.
Going for Warwick with a great flash to get the kill, and that is one of my favorite things. If you know you're going down, do as much damage as you can. Null Zone going down from the hands of MoMA, trying to deter the team to stop attacking Warwick, and Jarvan sees the HP on MoMA and just wants that bait so bad, and he could have got himself killed. The fear now to Warwick, and they just cannot do enough damage to him right now with the amount that he's stealing. The blue buff on his cooldowns allows him to do it so much quicker, and he's just such a force to be reckoned with. He knows he can't be fought. He's going for Jarvan. What is he doing right now? He is absolutely setting up a class for these guys, taking them to school. It's just like, you cannot touch me. This is the clinic I'm putting on. Blue buff Warwick, how's it going? He could be feared within that turret range. Nobody has any mana, and this is why he's playing like this. They're not really able to take that damage down. It looks like during this, AAA is able to take down the Dragon, so after respawning, they kind of get up, gain a little bit of money, and this is absolutely the most ballsy Warwick I have ever seen. So's playing a great job, and like you said, So's playing an amazing Warwick. I'm going to give that up to him right there. That is knowing your character and your opponent.
As Wicked would say, what you want? I'm Lane Wick. And yes, that's exactly the power of Lane Wick. He has a very, very powerful defensive item that is offensive on him. I mean, it's 25% cooldown reduction on the Frozen Heart, I believe. I'm not entirely sure.
And blue buff.
And he had the blue buff, so he was probably sitting at almost 40% CDR right there. And he had the extra mana, he had the extra blue buff, he had the Duran's ring. He was like, yeah, I could do this all day long.
Wow.
That was
and he still has full mana, full health as he goes back into his lane.
I'm fine.
Hey, why not?
Yep.
Looks like we have some pings going down bottom. They are starting to converge a little bit. Let's go check if Dragon's there. They're going to be quite sad. TSM, while being rodeoed around by Warwick on the mid turret. He wasn't even going for the turret when he actually could have, but he did not. Warwick actually being very aggressive to Chaos up top. Chaos using so much mana just in those attacks to try to take down Warwick, and you can just see the health coming back instantly. Malzahar somewhat out of position, but nobody's really there to let him know, and nobody's going to take advantage of that. He does. He just took that turret shot to the face, being a little ahead of the minion that got there. Not really going to worry about it. Only took about 100 health off, and not looking good for TSM right now. As after that, you know, a Warwick like that in fight, if you can't do anything to him there, they didn't have any mana, so they weren't really able to use all the abilities that they wanted. Nocturne couldn't throw down his Q. That's going to give him a lot of attack, and that would have been doing the damage he required on Warwick along with his Wriggles. He would have been able to get that HP back. The Youmu's would definitely help in that situation, but the focus now is going to be really hard for them. That's going to play on their mentality of what the focus role becomes when fighting against all authority.
Do we focus at Warwick because he just gave us hell like that? But no, you don't want to focus on Warwick that has a frozen heart. That's just wrong. When there's a Malzahar in the team and there's a Corki in the team as well, you want to focus those guys. But at the same time, that Warwick, they're gonna have nightmares of that wolf. Let me tell you that. That was amazing. I thought, what the hell are you doing, Soaz? You're gonna die at least 10 times here. It's like, nope. I know my champion. I know how much I can take, and I know how much damage I can dish out. Very good catch there, Rivington. You saw the mana was down, so there was nothing they could do against him.
Yeah, so we're going to see, it looks like Kaox is going to be able to drop the top turret, but a very big push and a little out of position. Could they be pinched by the members of TSM right here? And they feel very confident with Soaz on their back at this point in time. They're going to be able to take down another turret, so 2 in a row. That's going to be 300 global gold for them. The gold is very close, only 400 off, but it is 3 turrets to 1 in favor of Against All Authority, and they're going for a third turret on the top lane. Will they be thwarted out of this? The odd one going for the fear. He gets bumped up. The Malzahar ult going down. Nobody in the null zone, though, and it's going to be a Janna ult to push everybody back, trying to get him with Cataclysm, and he does that. Rain Man taking down Moma. Moma falls to the ground. Yellowstar also goes down. It seems to be a little bit better of a fight for him this time, as Warwick is actually pushed off the team. Soaz is not able to do what he wants, but he is coming in, looking at the odd one on this, and he is forced to turn around. A good flash away. The bomb is going to take down Linac, and it's going to be taken by Kaox, actually, as it would probably be better onto Aurelia at this point in time. A Fed Aurelia is not something that's fun and to play against, that is, and that's exactly what they want Kaox to have. That's exactly what they want Jarvan to have, and it seems like they are actually able to shut down the fight once they get Warwick out of there. He wasn't really able to do much and was forced right out of it by the bombs. Zilean focused him, and he knew he was going to take a lot of damage. Reginald, that rune page, is really coming out on top with his AP.
Yeah, that Warwick is not going to be so powerful in the beginning of a team fight when there's still a huge clash going on. He doesn't have that much of an impact. He can pin one guy down, but that's about it. Warwick becomes infinitely more painful once the team fight actually comes toward the end and people are running around with low health and you can just chase them and never die. But in the beginning of a team fight, he's really not that important yet. What actually happened here was that aAA were just too aggressive, and I wanted to say before the team fight started that for the first time in this best of 3, aAA were actually ahead in gold, but they fixed that for me, and they are now almost 2k behind once again.
So I did see Tark with an Oracle, so we did see Zilean just sell one of those Doran's rings that he's been using for health and mana regen in lane. Reginald has bought himself a needlessly large rod, quite needless, obviously, and the Oracles is definitely helping with ward control right now, easily taking those down. TSM is doing what they do best, and one of the aspects of that, and what they did a lot in the regionals, is absolute map control, and we're going to see how they bring that to AAA in the next few minutes. 25 minutes into the matchup, we should see Dragon coming up quite soon. It did spawn around 9:03, but the fight didn't happen instantly, so I believe it was about 20, could be about 10, 30 seconds before it spawns up again. We'll have to see where the movement comes from on that. As we did see during the fight, that was when Soaz was giving them hell in that mid turret, and they will be able to know when that's coming up, as AAA did get it after they lost about three champions in that fight.
And I'm just focusing here on the minions a little bit for Freak in the audience to keep count of the lost CS there to that tower. Corki was going for Red Death, saying, I was like, oh no, there's a huge wave bot, I gotta go farm that, and then he didn't arrive to in time. Well, happens to the best of us. He is still at 207 creep kills, higher than anyone on Team TSL, but Malzahar still higher with 225 creep kills, and still there are 2k gold bans, and he jumps in on Reginald immediately there, but I don't think that was a good engage.
Yeah, he jumps in actually right on Yellow Star. The odd one going down. No null zone, even down, and they're able to do a lot of damage. Looks like Kuja goes down as well in the fight. That's 2 to 1 down right now. As Zillion falls, his ult is down. He is not able to use it, and it is a 3v2 situation in mid. 3v3 situation, rather. Moma with the ignite on. The follow from Aurelia. She's able to dash in and get that kill. Can she go all the way through? She is ghosting the Blood Boil on Nunu, but he's getting caught up on the minions, and he's not able to get around him. So unfortunate there. He would definitely have been able to slow her, but I don't think Warwick has enough mana that they would have been able to really initiate again on that fight. Very nice job. 3 for 3, both coming out evenly on that one. And it was initiated not around any turrets, brought to the turret, but still, we saw it happen on an open fight. So it's really going to be, if they can close that fight in, it's going to be in the base next time, forced off a Baron or a Dragon. And here it is, AAA able to get their second Dragon and hold that true.
Isn't that the third already?
Is that the, did they get first?
I'm not sure. Oh, no, TSM got a first.
Yes, yes.
You're right, yes, absolutely. Oh, Soas may get caught here. There is a lot of damage on him, and there's the ultimate turning Linak in. Linak flashes out, but Soas is alone versus 3 right now. He could probably not do it. What is he doing? Oh yeah, he was feared. That's why he ran back into the enemy team. And there's the pickup on Soas. Now 11 to 6 kills for Team SoloMid, and I would say this game is going in their favor.
Okay, so let's say SoloMid's going to get the Dragon now. How about that?
Yeah.
So there we go. Now SoloMid actually getting their second Dragon. They're able to pick this one up. Should be going down in about 5 seconds, 2 seconds, and so it's going to be 28, 32, 34.03 about that's going to come up. And we have Malzahar up top, just farming, putting that null zone down, getting out of the minions. He knows that it's still going to the turret. Yeah, the minion wave does get there in time. He's not going to have to worry about it. He really needs to get himself moving across the map. Maybe, I don't know, he's kind of undecided on what he wants to do right now, but that turret on bottom has gone down, as you see, and it looks like they're going to push quite hard here and pretty much give back to AAA what they did on the bottom lane, right back to them. But no, they do not want to. They do not know right now where the entire team of AAA is, so they will be forced, not forced to, but they will choose to back, and that is the smarter of the ideas that they are going to proceed with. Some of them will run back, checking out the jungle. They don't have too much to farm right now, so it might be ward placement or actually just backing in a safer position, as we see there.
Yeah, absolutely. And last time that AAA did that on bot lane, yeah, they died horribly. So TSM were like, oh wait, that didn't work out too well for them. Maybe we shouldn't. Reggie farming mid now here with this AP build. He is at 254 AP right now. Let's have a quick look at the builds. There's, wow, 2 super tanky champions in Team SoloMid with Aurelia and Jarvan. Both of them running a Trinity Force and lots of tank items. Then we obviously have Reggie, we just saw the AP build. And finally Tarek running around with a standard support build. Oh, not to forget Nocturne, who has his Humus Ghostblade now and a lot of other tanky, cheap items. And on the other team, we see Corki, who actually chose to go for his Bloodthirster before Trinity Force. Don't see that often. We have Janna, standard support build. Then we have Moma, who's doing really well for himself at 323 AP already. We have Soas, who has been a beast. He seems to be building for a Blood Razor here, which would make him that much scarier in fights. And finally, Linak on Nunu with, oh, actually, Hextech Revolver, I don't hate that on Nunu. Normally you would say, no, you need to be full on tanky, but he does 2 things with Consume, right? So he does lots of damage to a minion, and he gets lots of the health back. But with Spellvamp, the damage, the initial damage he does to the minion also adds to the health he gets back. So that makes his Consumes super powerful for himself to heal himself up.
See what they can do here. Yellow Star kind of firing some ultimates over the wall, trying to do what he can there. And we are going to see them taking the Wraith camp quite easily. They're just going to back off. Experience for everybody right there. It's not really going to matter. They're making sure they clear their jungle so they're getting the experience and not AAA. And it looks like it's going to be a forced battle here on this turret. Jarvan tries to go in with the flag toss. Aurelia says, you know what? I got this one. Don't worry about it. The Nunu all good. He channeled down. They don't have any way to stop that. And it's going to be a no. It did get stopped just a little bit. Not a full proc. And it's going to be huge damage onto the odd one. Nocturne falls to the ground. Linak also goes down as Nunu trying to channel the ult at the beginning of the match there. And we're going to see Dazzled onto Moma. Will he get taken down? Trying to stick with it. Yellow Star does go down as Corki, trying to get the damage down and drag them within the turret range. They now have 2 under the turret in a 2v2 situation. It's going to be Kuja and Moma still alive, forcing them out of that area. A stun coming up from the hands of Kuja, and they are not able to take those down as Aurelia was split off from the fight quite early. She was doing damage and trying to fight Corki, knowing that she had to get out, didn't want to get focused by Moma. and now they are back into the lane, and it looks like they're going to be able to go through this one quite quickly. And we do not see that Reginald's ult was able to be used in that fight, so they could have done a lot more damage around that turret if that was up.
Absolutely. That is the power of their super tanky compo. Their composition, they can just go and tower dive forever. They can just stay under the tower, take the tower hits. They're fine, mostly. What happened here also was the odd one probably overestimating his team's ability to move in, jumping on Corki with his ultimate. Unfortunately, Corki Valkyried right then, and once Nocturne is in the air, there is no stopping him. He's just going to end up where his target is going to end up. So he was way too far in. Moba could channel his ulti through and take odd one out. And I have to say, if I was AAA, I would be scared right now, because that means that even with the odd one taken out, they still lost that fight, and they cannot take Baron here. And oh god, they risk an initiation there.
Wow, Blood Boil went to Warwick on that one, so is with Blood Boil along, obviously with Nunu, and we're going to have to see what these two can do in the fight. It looks like everybody's going to back off in this situation. Nobody wants anything to deal with that. It's 32 minutes into the game right now, about two more minutes, a little bit less for Dragon to spawn up again, and somebody to grab that. 40,000 to 46,000 in gold. It's going to be against all authority with the 40,000. So TSM really doing well. 238 on the creep score coming out of the hands of Aurelia. That is going to be Chaos, as we saw farming up top. Just grabbed himself the red. And Zillion 199, 136 for Nocturne. Everybody doing very well right now on TSM. And we do have 266 for Malzahar. MoMA doing very good for his team. 230 on Yellow Star for Corki. The creep score is through the roof right now for both teams. The ward placement still going down. We can see Janna just placing her last ward down there. That's going down right by the right side bush as she got clairvoyance when she was doing it. Well, they're using her clairvoyance. I'm a liar. You know, that was hers. So we're going to see 5v5 now in mid, Dan. Xenon, it looks like they may force another fight off the turret here.
And if I was TSM, I would just jump in there. I would go in like crazy, because they have been so dominating in the last couple of team fights. They cannot allow them to hit some kind of critical mass when if Soas builds up his map with Blood Razor and suddenly starts being a real damage source as well. And you could see that the respect that the teams had for each other there in front of Baron. There was an initiation available to TSM, and TSM were like, no, we're not going to do it. And, you know, not the right call, I think there. But it speaks very, very well for them that they are, you know, they don't want to throw this away, even though they still would have a third game if they threw this one away. They're playing very, very cautiously, and that's definitely the thing to do here. They are scared of AAA still. I'm not sure if they still need to be scared. They are now 5k gold ahead. Dragon just comes back up, and TSM are getting in position for that. But they leave Baron open with that. Oh god, is AAA going to go for it?
Do they have enough time? Aurelia already started making the move. They have vision right here in mid from the minions, and they're going to say, hey, you know, we're only right here. We don't want to come up to Baron. Go ahead and start doing it. Yeah. We'll take a 6th member in the team fight. But they are going to decide not. They're just going to quickly face tank this turret. Kaak's able to grab a little bit of HP there, and it looks like they're going to make their way down from this. That HP was from X-Special, not from the turret. You cannot steal health from the turret.
Yes, you can if you're Aurelia. Her ability, W, sorry about that, but her W actually heals her on each attack.
I guess you play her more than I do.
I actually don't, but I watch her a lot because I watch Wicked stream a lot and he plays her all the time. So yes, you can actually heal yourself up on towers as Aurelia. One of the many reasons why she is so very, very OP. No, she's not, of course, but yeah, she is a very, very powerful hero there. And currently, AAA have to make some sort of amazing team fight happen, because the gold advantage is getting larger and larger. Now 7k gold advantage for TSM, 13 to 7 kills there. Oh, Soas. Oh, Soas. You could get caught there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. He's
there.
Dead.
It is. The ultimate
dead.
Coming out of the hands of Nocturne. He will be able to stay around the turret, but it's not going to do that much damage to when it's focusing. It was Nocturne himself. They're able to come out with a big kill there, and we saw this being detrimental last time. Always losing that one member caused TSM to be able to push very far up in this, and we'll have to see if that happens for him again. This is a one turret down from here. A gigantic regular minion wave down bottom with one siege minion doubled up there. How much damage can they continue to do on this? They have destroyed that turret. Moving up now, they will have a lot of room here to focus somebody. If anybody comes out, it's going to be Aurelia or Jarvan to just jump on top, and they don't even care about the turret. They are going to initiate this fight onto Yellow Star. He is in the Cataclysm, and he flashed and Valkyried away, wasting both of those escape spells for himself. Rainman looks like he could get caught here. He does have Malefic Visions on. It's not doing too much damage as he throws up a shield. During the fight, they're able to take down the turret, and more focus to happen. A good pop-up by Kuja. He's able to stop the flow of that fight and really make them think twice about what they're doing. Flash is now being used, and it's being turned around here. A Vayne would be amazing in this fight, but they don't need it. A nice suppression by the ultimate of Malzahar. That's MoMA coming up big, but Yellowstar on the kill. They're going to chase down Zilean, and they are not going to find him.
On Dragon from AAA. They're like, yep, they're all low. One of them is dead. Let's go for Dragon. Let's do it right now. And I hope they follow through this one final time, because they've been so scared before. And of course, Reggie is safe there, but that's a Banshee's pop. That's lower health for him, so he cannot stop the Baron right now. And AAA, please, 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 just go to Baron and do it. Yes, that's what they're doing. This is their chance to turn the game around. They're almost 10k gold behind. I would have given the game to TSM already, but due to that over-aggressive push, the game may go back in AAA's favor, or at least reset to neutral right here with a Baron pick up for AAA. The gold, of course, the experience, and the buff for the next couple of minutes, and there it is.
Yes, indeed, and they're not going to go ahead and push top tower. That's a lot of damage they could be doing, and another 150 gold globally for their team. Right now, the gold sits at AAA at 47,000 and TSM at 54,000. The turrets in the favor of TSM at 5-3.
Nice. And you just saw them all porting home there, and Kuja and MoMA instantly buying those potions for themselves, for their heroes, and going, well, we have Baron now, we're going to push anyway, so might as well pot up on top of that, and that is very, very clever play from them. That is one of the things that separates, you know, these 1500 elo players like myself and those real high elo players from each other. Just knowing when to buy those potions, knowing when it really counts, when you need to make your advantage, you need to translate your advantage into a long-term advantage, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're potted up, they have the Baron, and they are feeling confident. They want to take a tower and possibly an inhibitor of TSM here.
Looks like Aurelia will be grabbing the red buff in the jungle. Like I said, you want to clear your buffs as soon as they come up so the other team cannot get them. Donate them if they have to be donated. Nocturne is not the one grabbing that right now. They choose to give it to Chaos. A smart move. Chaos has been initiating a lot. He has the items to be doing so. That Force of Nature to stay clear of any of the AP damage he would take. The Triforce already. A Randuin's Omen and a Shurelia's Reverie. A huge build right now for Chaos, but Yellowstar, a big push up top, and here we see the lane, a lane race, if you will. And they are going to be doing this. Actually, two backing right now for AAA.
3, 4, 5,
no,
5,
yes,
4,
they are going for that bottom turret as quick as they can, seeing that they backed right away. They're like, all right, you know, that's not going to happen again. We are just going to play this conservatively, and let's stick to the jungle. We'll go ahead and take their buff. And there it is. They were able to give it to Jarvan, and now Jarvan and Aurelia both with red buff, and that's why you grab your buffs when they come up.
That's brilliant play by TSM. They're like, we are going to fake out or threaten rather, a base race.
Yeah.
And after last game, they're definitely not going to take that risk. And that means they all have the blue pill. They can't push top, and that's Taiwan Baron that's running out right there.
Just a mind game being played there, even if they didn't have the intention, as you said, to take out the base race or to go for the base race. They still caused everybody to have to back in that lane. And looks like they're going for top lane once again, or bottom lane, I should say, the top of bottom lane. No, kidding. Bottom lane, that's what it is. So they are going to clear these minions very easy, as they have all 5 members there. And it looks like they have a minion wave to work with. They do not have a minion wave to go against, however. So this will be all the minions going for the turret. That turret is very low, so they could choose to fight around it. Zilean is up, and he does have his ultimate, so they will not choose to fight that one. Really would not be in their favor at this point in time. And they're going to go ahead, push all their waves up, and wait for that Baron to come back up. Dragon should also be coming up very soon. 40 minutes into the game, one of our longest games of this weekend, and it's 14-8. Still the gold at 6k difference in favor of TSM.
Yeah, I really didn't like that push pot because everybody from TSM was there. They are still 57 to 51k ahead, and they would have just wrecked them if they had gone for that turret again. And dying at the same turret twice, it's like, yeah, you know those hamsters that when they push the red plate, they get a shock. They learn faster than that. So we're going for an inner turret right now, which is not as easy to defend, but still TSM are adamant about defending this, which is, you know, the right call. They are ahead. They are 7k gold ahead. They don't just want to donate turrets.
Yeah, not too much poking going on. They are waiting for this minion wave to come up. Coming out of the right side, they are the pop Aurelia up, and that will expend the Banshee's Veil there. and we can see, you know, TSM has the initiation from Jarvan and the flag grab. If that was missed, Chaox has no problem going to the fight as well and letting Jarvan get that cooldown again so he can use those abilities. Pushing out, there's the initiation right there. The Randuin's omen to slow everybody down. Null Zone goes down. The Absolute Zero being channeled by Nunu. Odd One taking a lot of damage right now, but it looks like Kuja's the focus as well as Yellow Star. The Ignite onto Kuja, and it looks like everybody continues to disperse. Warwick, Soz is able to make everybody back up towards the turret. Huge damage from the Gatling tearing through Chaox. He will not be able to get a kill before he goes down. The Guardian Angel, however, or rather Zillion, able to pull him back up there, and we'll have to see if he will be able to do the damage necessary to take down Moment. He is not. Very nice job stopped by the AAA team, doing a very good job of assisting their teammate. Corki still continuing to go in. A few more Phosphorus Blasts, possibly some ultimates coming up. If the cooldown is there, there's one of the ultimates. Does he have enough? The Gatling would be up in just a few more seconds if they continue to fight, but it looks like they will hold off. No minion wave there just yet. They're only going to have to wait a few more seconds, and they are very happy about that. A minion wave, however, huge pushing bottom, probably able to take out that turret, so they will lose the turret on this push as they are making their way in, but 2 for 1 is not a bad deal, plus possibly an inhibitor, and they will not be able to grab that turret as they see bottom taking a lot of damage. Hopefully they can get down there and save that from going down. There is MoMA to actually make that happen.
Soaz is winning this game for AAA right here. What he's doing is just absolutely brilliant.
Spreading out the team and all.
Yes, exactly. They are afraid of that wolf, and they are right to be afraid of him at the moment, and he knows exactly how much he can take. Always going down to almost no health, falling back a little bit. They stop focusing him. He just heals back up and he does it again. And that split with one member, yes, Chaox dying here in the bushes, that happened 100% because of Soaz's push with Warwick. That was just great. Oh, are they gonna catch MoMA here at the blue buff? That would be painful. I don't believe that they have vision. No, they may just be setting up for Baron.
Yeah, it looks like Baron should be up in a few, and right now AAA does not have their clairvoyance from Kuja. They're going to have to wait on that. That will be the clairvoyance right there from Xpecial. And we'll have to see. They are not going to go for Baron. They are going to go ahead and push lane. They have a good amount of minions coming out of each lane right now. It seems like AAA is kind of forced back into their base, or at least on their side of the river at this time. They're only really able to push down mid, and that's only in the power of 5. And you really want to be able to get the split push now. You want to be able to get all your lanes pushed up. Corki trying to defend as much as you can on bottom lane so they don't get to the inhibitor. Good job stopping that. Dragon is up. You're going to be able to get that extra money. And, you know, this was really going in TSM's favor. Right now they are up 5k gold, so they've somewhat closed the gap. Yellow Star, or AAA I should say, has closed the gap on the gold by 1,000, but it looks like it's only going to be increased more if TSM can continue to push the lane back and disallow AAA to farm.
Wow, Nunu is actually running a Will of the Ancients right now. This is going to make MoMA and Soaz both very, very happy. That Q from Warwick, obviously magic damage. The R from Warwick, also magic damage, so he's going to heal so much. He's just going to be unfocusable, basically. They either kill him right away, or they'll never kill him.
Yeah, that's also a good thing to run on Nunu as well. He's going to channel his ult, depending on how much damage that does. It kind of just heals him right up on everybody the attacks. So it's kind of deceiving that you're attacking the Nunu and thinking he's going to go down, and then he just gains a huge chunk of health. You don't know who to focus anymore. And like we said, Soz is just able to push everybody around right now. So they have to be very wary. And it actually looks like Janna will take this out. Will the entire team get in there? No, they take it out first. They actually waited on that. They didn't want to show that the entire team was coming in, and they will wait to see the movement here from TSM, and they will go for it. A lot of damage going down onto that, and we could have a team fight in just a few seconds.
Oh, the odd one spotting it, going in, but the Baron goes to Team AAA, and that was probably a bad initiation. Oh no, look at that, Kuja being caught in the middle of everything. MoMA channeling his ult on Chaox, not very efficient there. Yellow Star trying to put a damage on Nero and Rainman, but not enough damage off the right there. Chaox chasing down MoMA bot. Yellow Star finally gets that kill on Rainman and gets yet another kill. Wow, this could turn around in the last second, but no. The odd one coming back with a revive from Cillian here, and that is just going to turn the battle around.
Beautiful counter, TSM. Baron.
They did lose the Baron, but that was a beautiful fight. I didn't think it was a great initiation because Corki was out of it, but they could jump onto Corki then very, very quickly with Irelia. I think it was Irelia that jumped on him, and they just didn't get the odd one down quickly enough. And he has just built that one heart of gold and the bench as well, but that was enough for him to stay alive just long enough to ruin that fight, because if Corki had been able to come back from up here and join the fight down here again, that would have been a fight in favor of AAA, no question.
Yeah, if they were to grab that Baron, that would have been huge damage that they would have been able to output throughout the entire fight as they pushed them back into that area, breaking a lot of line of sight, taking a lot of them down, a lot of the support down really early. Janna really not being able to get her ult off effectively, and a good fight by TSM. Double buff on Reginald as well as Chaos, so those guys are sitting pretty at this point in time. And 10-3 actually for that is Chaos on Aurelia. Very nice gameplay. And 303 farm, 349 farm for Corki. Yellow Star, MoMA at 336, and these guys are going through the roof right now. 46 minutes into this matchup, 5-on-5 for the turrets, a 17-11 in favor of TSM right now. In the gold, somewhat closing. They're keeping it within that 5K range, and everybody's really starting to finish their builds. They're starting to get that damage down. The Thorn Mails for Warwick. It's that time in the game where you that's the stuff you're starting to build. The last things you want to worry about, but still things you want to worry about overall, and is the reason that Warwick is being able to push TSM around so much.
So I just showed the vision of Team AAA. They definitely saw TSM invading the forest here, and they have to be super careful. They don't want to pick a fight in close quarters at the moment, with Cataclysm just hitting way too hard there. So this looks like it's still in TSM's favor, but I'm revising that opinion right now, because they have one big problem with Cillian. Cillian is an amazingly strong character early game, but he falls off so badly late game because his damage output comes only from his Q, and his Q has just too much cooldown. Even with the W shortening those cooldowns, he can use it 2, 3, at most 4 times in a fight. And if that doesn't kill, then there's no more damage from him there. And they're going for this inhibitor, but I think AAA can fight this out. There's enough open room here for them. They can, they can jump on somebody with double suppression. I don't think TSM wants to take this fight. I know they're making a nice line here back for the forest. Soa's maybe trying to jump on someone here. No, he's not going for it. Okay, he's not that crazy. Yeah,
playing very cautious. They just throw the ward down in the bush. Still, Janna lost that Oracles at top a little bit ago, but definitely needs to get another one. You cannot allow TSM to continue to control your jungle. That is what they are best at, and they will relentlessly be in your face and in your jungle. As you see right here, they get Clairvoyance, but they really aren't too worried about it. They're going to go ahead and take this blue, most likely give it to Zilean, unless they want to give it to Aurelia for cooldowns, and we will see who gets it. Yes, Zilean will be the one to grab it on that one, and he's going to go ahead and bomb that off, and hopefully it doesn't start walking back without taking damage, without regenerating its own health.
Well, this tower is probably down. The tower is down. There's nothing AAA can do, but they can definitely defend the inner tower, and they're actually so aggressive. They say we can defend you in open lane. I don't think that's a good idea. Then again, the enemy minions, like you pointed out earlier, are actually working in favor of AAA with that absolute zero channeling through and restoring massive amounts of health to Nunu if he actually channels that with all these enemy minions around him. So I'd say again it's somewhat in favor of TSM, but this is so close. I know I can't call this. I mean, I don't see the damage output anymore from TSM. There's Aurelia, who does really good damage. I mean, there's Jarvan, who now has the Atmos Impaler, so he's sitting at 206 damage as well. But it just doesn't compare to Corki there with his Trinity Force plus 266 attack damage. Wow. And Morma with his 500 AP right now, and with Sonya's Hourglass as well, keeping him safe in those fights. I think this is really a case of where TSM either focus down one of the enemy damage dealers right away, take them out of the fight, or risk losing the fight.
Good minion wave in middle. Will they use this to push up? Looks like they are grabbing their own red. They're going to give that to Corki real quick. A little help from Linac. And yeah, she is quite tanky right now. 3,300 HP on Linac. The Nunu really growing to be something to be reckoned with. He also has a Banshee's Veil, so he can get that absolute zero off whenever he wants. Looks like Dragon will be going down. A lot of crits being put down on that right now.
Wow, that died in no time.
That did definitely die in no time. So we'll see the builds right here. Crits coming out possibly from that Nocturne Yomu. Aurelia not really having that much crit. She does have a Triforce, so yeah, it's there. And just with that, they're going to be able to melt anybody that they find out of position. It looks like they will be able to go for their blue here, or placing down a ward. No, Janna's like, hey, there's a ward here. I saw it. Let's go back and get it.
Super defensive play. Super defensive play. Rivington, I did not expect to see yet another close game like this. I just expected one of the teams, and to be honest, I expected it to be TSM, to just find the chink in the enemy's armor, as it were, and just get in there and kill them right away, because they have shown that they're amazingly adaptable. But this game is, if anything, closer than the last game, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ended in the base race too.
Looks like Jarvan has been the one to grab the Oracles now. We have red and blue buff on Aurelia. Kaox is running around. 3 Banshees Vals on the team at this point in time. Tark does not have one. And Aurelia does not have one. Doesn't have the build or recipe for one. So let's see what they do here. A big minion wave for Reginald to go ahead and take by himself. That's going to drop pretty instantly on this, and he's going to gain a lot of gold. I love that sound when you kill so many minions. And we're going to have 5 members right now of aAa now in mid to see what they can push down to this mid turret. They seem to be going backwards, and they will continue possibly to buy. They do have a golem down bottom. Who wants it? It looks like Nunu or Corki is going to be the one to grab that. And now they're just going power in numbers, really looking for wards. Cujo with that Oracle, setting one down himself and seeing what he can find.
I wouldn't mind Morella's Evil Tome at all as last item on Zilean right now.
Right.
E needs those cooldowns to go even lower. It's not an item you see that often, and you know, you could argue for Lich Bane as well, because that would just spread out the damage a little bit more. But we'll have to see what he builds here. Obviously, he's building Sonya's Hourglass right now. Very scared of that Corki, and that Corki is very scary, so that is a good hero to be scared of. But look at that. Even though that Corki does so much damage, he still has Randuin's Omen, and he has Bench as well, so he is also building very tanky. He builds for survival. And what's gonna happen here? AAA are actually going into the forest of TSM. And did TSM spot this? Yes. No, they did not. They don't have any wards there. They have no idea that currently AAA is behind them in the forest. And they're looking for AAA in their forest, or maybe they're looking for a Baron. But they would never expect AAA to come from that direction. Wow, this could be really painful if they flash over the wall into the Baron. But no, they're going into AAA's forest. So the teams in each other's forests right now looking for each other. Kind of a game of hide and seek right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. They're trying to find. Aurelia is going to be the first one to come out. They do see the flag of Jarvan, and they're going to get a little bit of extra attack on that. I don't know if they're going to initiate on the fight here. You see Aurelia coming in strong. They're taking a lot of damage from Corki. Wow! Corki doing so much damage. Yellow Star able to put out that DPS, and a lot falling. It's going to be Kaox going down to the ground, one of the tankier characters right now. The odd one falling, not looking good for TSM in this fight. Great focus coming out of the hands of Against All Authority, and they're able to take down 2 without losing 1. A very nice job by Against All Authority on that fight. And Jarvan will fall, still following Zilean. They do not care about that. Nunu is going to be able to take multiple turret shots, but Zilean using those buffs to help him. There's going to be a dazzle there onto, it went to Warwick, and that was really where the damage was coming from. A quick consume, and they are going to be able to take down this turret. Against All Authority, turning the tables on that one in a 2v5 situation, 2v4 situation, as Yellow Star has gone down, and this could be a very big push onto this turret as they have those minions.
They're not going for it. They pinged the inhibitor, but changed their mind. 3 of Team TSM still down. Is this gonna be the win for AAA? Actually, wow, Moma probably misclicking there on his on your Hourglass. You didn't want to do that this early, but wow, they could take the next. Wow, if Reginald falls here, and Reginald is gonna fall here, that's game. That's game right here. Incredible! Oh God! Wow. I am not gonna survive today, Remington. And look at that! Look at that! AAA jumping up, hugging each other. Wow, what an amazing game! What are we seeing here? What is this? I don't even...
This is so amazing. This is exactly what semifinals are supposed to be. The championship is only going to be that much more intense. $100,000 on the line for these guys, and they are going all out for it. Blood, sweat, and tears all over the place. Not really, but yes, it is. These guys are leaving nothing to chance, playing their hearts out. They didn't want to let anything happen there. They said, this is our final push. We have a minion wave. Let's do what we can do.
You know what? I feel kind of bad for Freak right now. He got to cast the Fnatic versus AAA this morning, which was really quick. And then he got to cast the CLG versus Gamed, which had, I think, a jungle gangplank. And we get these amazing games. I'm not going to survive today. I'll tell you that right now. I was trying to save my voice, but I'm getting carried away here. And these games are
Shake
amazing.
fist, Freak, in the crowd. Shake fist.
Sorry, man. Well, you're going to get to cast the grand finals tomorrow. That will be streamed to the Dream Arena. So that is going to be pretty epic right there. No epic in it, though. That's my prediction right now.
What?
No epic in it.
No, we'll have to see. Pointing out, Corki Yellow Star, one creep score off of 400 overall on the match.
Can we switch to the stats, please?
Definitely awesome to see the stat screen right now. The Thornmail is being built for Corki, as well as a little bit for your Warwick.
Yes, look at that, 399 and 381 on that Malta, so not too shabby there, and the closest we have is Aurelia with 328, and look at it. She built a Thornmail. Thornmail is a great item against a certain couple of characters, but I would rarely see it built unless the enemy is running a dual AD strat, which is really, really rare. Thornmail is an extremely one-sided item. It's like, I am really scared of the enemy AD. It's not going to give me anything against people that don't auto-attack me, right? For an AP carry, will ignore that Thornmail 100%. They're not going to auto-attack you anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So this is a really, really desperate item, but I just see it on Source as well. Well, on Source it makes sense. Okay, we have Chaos, we have Rainman, we have the Odd One, all of them doing good amount of AD, but on Aurelia, that's like, I am so scared of your Corki, please don't hurt me. It was a close game, and most of the time, I thought TSM are taking this, They were so far ahead. Let's just look at all that stuff that they built. Wow, there's a
finished builds, a 10-4 and 2 Chaos. The team was doing amazing. Nobody even died that much. Overall, they had 6-9.
Almost no death here on TSM. We have Stark's Fervor as well, which makes a lot of sense for AD carries, for 3 ADs in the team, and actually built on a support. You see that? Stark's Fervor built on a support. That means, wow, we are way ahead in gold. Guys, stick around. This was the second game of a best of 3, and from what it looks like, this is the most epic best of 3 that we have seen so far.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell us what's coming, Rivington.
We will have a quick interview with the teams, I believe, coming up quite shortly as the third match to go. I believe we have those interviews ready at the moment.
Yes, I think they should be ready any moment now, and then we're going to have the third game of AAA versus TSM, and me dying slowly here because I just can't believe I just had to cast what was it, 1 hour game? Was it a game?
Yep. It was about a 1 hour game. They were at the 50-minute mark when all of that started to happen with inside the bases. We saw the fake base races going towards the bottom. A little mentality game being played by TSM. They caused AAA to back off, but in the end, AAA was really able to win on that fight in the jungle, continue to push through, and it went all the way down to pushing Zilean and down towards the inhibitor. They're just a very good job of being able to split up TSM on that.
And I'm checking over there in the tournament area right now. Are we ready for the interviews? It looks like they're still walking around. And yes, we still have a little bit of time before we go to the interview. So that was the second. Okay, after the first game, we said that was the closest game of the tournament, right? I think we have to revise that statement. That was the closest game of the tournament.
Yeah, it really was in all aspects. It went very much so back and forth. The base race came down to seconds, but overall, in just the gameplay itself, with not being so close to the Nexus blowing up, is you didn't, they were each team was at one point inside each other's base, fighting, not worrying about the turrets, minion waves all over the place, just totally disregarding anything that was around them and focusing those fights. And they did an amazing job of focusing down the players on TSM, making sure Reginald could not support his team with Zilean's ult, making sure KX went down very early so he could not steal all his health back. That ultimate, just such a ratio on stealing the HP back, that life steal. And Rain Man really not able to put out too much damage, grabbing a lot of assists, could have used a little more kills. His build is still amazing with the Impaler, the Thornmail. He had a Banshee's Veil, the Heart of Gold, and his Triforce. This really seems to be the item of favoritism right now towards late game. And to get the attack, the crit, the Hellsteal, and everything else that it comes with, it's just really such a great all-around item for champions like Aurelia and Rain Man.
It would be great to have Hellsteal on it, but there is none. But still, it's an amazing item.
I'm at the Atmos, sorry.
Yes. So, we have practically full build from everyone except for the supports here. And you know what? I'll make another prediction right now. If that amazing Warwick Juke does not make #1 in the highlight reel tonight, I want to see that number one right now because that better blow my mind. That was, I heard the crowd going like, whoa, no, you're not still in there. No, you're not still 1v3, 1v4? Seriously? And that was just, yeah. And like you said, I didn't catch it at all because I just got lost in the moment. But perfect catch from your side. They were out of mana. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
He's just going to, he had blue buff. He had blue buff. He had the all that health steal. He was just going to not leave ever.
Yeah, he, especially being inside the turret, going for the turret, sometimes hitting and taking a turret shot, quickly just grabbing that HP back.
Yeah.
An amazing play, and you can tell when somebody is playing one of their best characters and against characters that they fully know how they are played, especially without mana, how much damage they can do. It would have been a totally different story even if Nocturne had a Q and he could have procced that Q. He would have been doing a lot more damage and attack.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the more I look at its score screen, I think what really doomed TSM here is that they were going for a quick game. They had Reginald. If you don't go for, sorry, they're not Reginald, they had Cillian.
Okay, yes.
If you don't go for a quick game, Cillian is kind of like this. He goes like this, then he peaks around level, I don't know, 8, 9, then he goes way down. He has amazing utility. That ultimate can just turn fights right away. But he is not going to have any damage output. And if you build him pure AP, that bomb, yeah, it's going to hurt like hell, but it's going to hurt like hell 2 or 3 times a fight, and, you know, not too bad.
Yeah, what are you going to do after that?
Yeah, exactly.
Not much. Run around, speed some people up.
And speed, actually, this is a interesting fact that somebody was wondering about this. I don't believe, and Freak's probably going to correct me right now, I don't believe there's any ability in League of Legends that has an AP scaling that affects anything other than damage. So you're never going to get an ability that gives you more speed based on AP, or an ability that gives you, I don't know, more range based on AP. Because that would be incredibly hard to balance. Maybe one day we'll go there, but for now, everything that AP does is damage. And if you only have that one damaging spell, then yeah, you can have 600 AP, but you know, it's not going to turn the fight around. And I can fortunately stop talking right now because we have an interview. And
we do have an interview.
Let's
see what is going through the heads of these players as they come into the third and final match of our first semifinals matchup.
That was just an incredible game that we just witnessed. I'm here with Yellowstar, who played Corky in the last game on Trine AAA. How are you feeling right now? The audience was on the edge of its seat.
It's very stressing since we just did 2 very tense games. It was really, really hard. We have to stay focused all game long, and it's exhausting, but we have to go for the third game.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what it's like for you guys. Like I literally said, everyone over there on the crowd is on the edge of their seats. Everyone at home is on the edge of their seats, on the edge of their kitchen, as some people are watching from their kitchens right now. I mean, that last game, you guys had there was an unkillable Warwick. You know, the pressure's on for your next game. The next game really decides it. What are your thoughts heading into that?
Sorry?
What are your thoughts heading into the next game? You know, there's a lot of pressure, so, how do you feel?
A bit stressed, for sure, but we have to manage it and play our best.
Great. Well, best of luck. The games have been so equal lately, so we don't know what to expect at all. So we know it's going to be a great show from both teams. So thank you very much, and you can go finish preparing. And back to you guys.